I'm Josh Hines, and this is a story called Bad Coffee from a series I wrote called Tales of Exile. So, this is a story involving Night Watcher, the lead character from my novel, The Heroes of Exile. Night Watcher is a powerless, low level superhero with a career that is blossoming like a stone. The full story is going to be about 5,000 words, and this is the first portion. Nude Watcher, the barista called out. Her voice filled the coffee shop, though I stood in front of her on the other side of the drink counter. She didn't look at me, her blue eyes wrapped in muddy eyeliner like she was gifted depression for Christmas. That's Night Watcher, I said, but she was already gone. Not physically gone. She had her phone out, her thumbs blurred, as she ignored the row of empty cups labeled with drink orders. Her blue bangs arched around her eyes. The company symbol of a bean-shaped black hole peered out from under a layer of cat hair on the left front of her work shirt, staring at me like a diseased rectum in a book on medical mysteries. The steam wand of the espresso machine was left partially on. Its dying snake hissed the closest this barista came to expressing a feeling. Dark Roast was the coffee shop nearest my bus route, on the edge of Crater, Grantown's most esteemed ghetto, where homelessness had achieved levels of performance art. I patrolled every night for crime, but I didn't do it uncaffeinated. Dark Roast customers were gathered near the counter, shifting from leg to leg, looking at the time on their phones, or simply releasing pained sighs. They had come in full hope of a new and quick beverage, and now waited, their youthful enthusiasm congealing like the soup of the day. The line was almost to the door. Other customers, momentarily elated at getting their drinks, now despaired at the lack of tables on which to place them. Seated drinkers squeezed their laptops onto the smattering of tables clustered in the center of the shop under the dim light, their cups long empty. They pretended not to feel the just shy of rude stares of the standing throngs of patrons gathered round the tables, holding saucers flooded with spilled coffee that they couldn't drink because the other hand held a plate with a muffin. The dark brown walls ate what little light the ceiling fixtures offered, the only color coming from the pictures of sad clowns painted in muted, reverent tones. I had hoped that my superhero costume would send a message of urgency. A mask, hood, and insignia of an eye under a crescent moon on my left pec said without needing to that I should be off saving lives. The barista's apathy was an unassailable force. Thanks, I mumbled. I stepped around the waiting patrons to the condiment counter, whose gray wooden top was crusted under spilled sugar and honey. Someone had tried to wipe up a spill, but the napkin was sucked into the tabletop swamp. I grabbed the thermos labeled cream. It was empty. I apologized my way back to the coffee counter. Excuse me, I said to the barista. Her gaze reflexively jerked to me, then returned to her screen. Her long blue bangs and short pink hair said of her, I'm still trying at life. But her 20-something face said, I'm not sure why. Her mouth said nothing at all. Hey, I said, the creamer is empty. She rolled her eyes, opened the fridge under the espresso machine, pulled out a half-full 4-liter, and then dropped it in front of me. Thanks? I glared, a fruitless task in a full face mask. I took the lid off my coffee cup. The smell of maple assaulted me. I uttered nothing that should smell like this. A face drawn into white foam smiled at me as though it had just been blown a sarcastic maple kiss. Hey, I said to the barista. What? She retorted. This isn't my order. I asked for an Americano with an extra shot. She glared at me like I was a stepdad trying to connect. Is there a problem here? The effeminate, pale, bleach-haired barista who took my order came over to the counter, leaving a customer mid-sentence as she asked for a mocha. He stood next to the pink-haired milk steamer. I gestured to the cup. I ordered an Americano. Congratulations, he said, tapping his palm in mock applause. If you can clear the space so that others can get their drinks, that'd be swell. Have a nice day. This isn't an Americano. He tilted his head back and folded his arms. Good catch, he said. He lapsed into silence, my confusion bouncing off his apathy shield. The standoff of silence broke when I said, So, can I get my Americano? I'm sorry, he said, pulling out his phone. We can't take back food once it's gone out. He and his coworker texted side by side, their skinny thumbs the only part of them willing to work. I don't care what you do with this one. I'd like an Americano, please. Extra shot. And the line is over there. He showed his phone to Steampunk. Both giggled. But I've already ordered, I snapped. This is wrong. All right, he said without looking up. Can I see your receipt? I didn't get a receipt. You don't give receipts. I leaned on the counter, spreading my hands, making myself large. He shrugged. Nothing I can do without a receipt. What? I slapped the counter. He squinted at my fist. How can I know what you ordered? Because I ordered it from you 15 minutes ago. Pretty sure you ordered a maple hazelnut latte. Bye. He returned to the till and said to the lady who ordered the mocha, One caramel frap coming up. This is the worst, I said. I grabbed the latte and started towards the door, though I knew this much dairy would mean I could only fight crime within a quick sprint of a public toilet. A lady stepped in front of me, blocking my exit. She was half a head shorter than me, gray sprinkling her long blonde hair. She had stood against the wall, waiting for a table to open up and watching my failed pursuit of justice. She held a saucer with a bowl-shaped coffee cup. She leaned and whispered, It's no accident. Huh? I said. Her eyes darted to the staff. She nudged her head for us to step away. We moved by the wall, under the portrait of a clown holding a dead buttercup. Do you think they mess up these orders by accident? Do I look like someone who drinks caffeine this late? I ordered chamomile tea. Her eyes were wide. Another lady, older with short gray hair, a plaid trench coat, and an umbrella, joined a whispering circle. Gretchen's right. I come here every night and order coffee before my graveyard shift. Every night they give me decaf. They both stole quick glances at the workers. I leaned my arm against the wall, my back to the baristas. If it's always this bad, why come here still? There's 2 more coffee shops on this block alone. We have to, they said together. We've already started coffee carts, Gretchen said. It's how they get you, said the older one. I dream of being free of this place. Oh, I dream of it. But there's a curse, you see. A curse, I said loudly. Shh, they yelled. The older woman kicked my boot. The ears have walls. Let me show you something, Gretchen said. She smacked a customer's empty paper cup off this table and put her mug in its place. She reached into her oversized purse and pulled a wallet, from which she extracted a card. It was a loyalty card for Dark Roast, with 10 circles, 9 of which were stamped with the company logo. Do you see that? Almost there, I said. That's just it, she hissed. I'm always almost there. I keep getting it stamped, yet it's never full. 3 years, and every day I think, one more, and I get a freebie. A curse, I tell you, said the older one. You're a superhero, ain't you? Why, yes, I said. My fist found its way to my hip. Then do something. Free us from this accursed place. They both stared up at me, their faces collages of desperation and hope, their hands at their chins like they were praying. Coffee shops aren't really in my jurisdiction, I said. I looked over to the workers. Till guy fouled his nails while a lady yelled at him. And you saw what happened when I complained. I've encountered apathy before, but nothing this strong. Heroes always lose at first, Gretchen said. It's what forces them to become better. It's true, said the older lady. I'm a professor of classical literature. The setback is a necessary part of the hero's journey. You do graveyard shifts teaching classical literature? She nodded. Someone must. She folded her hand over her fist. Literary crises don't follow bankers' hours. Help us, please, Gretchen said. I'm sorry, I can't help you, I said, avoiding their eyes. Now, if you'll excuse me, duty calls. Yes, said the professor, digging a finger into my chest. You go fight your nice, safe street gangs. See how hollow it will feel knowing that an old lady must read student essays while being slightly tired. I went to the alley, away from the streetlights, lifted up the top half of my mask, and took a sip of my maple hazelnut latte, which was lukewarm and also had pumpkin spice in it. I spat, took another sip, and spat that. It's not my problem, I mumbled. I paced, talking to myself. What can I do? I'm just a lone superhero with an impressive skill level in martial arts. What do I know of coffee? Guilt nagged me like it was my mom offering feedback on my Mother's Day gift. I didn't know what to do, but how could I walk away? I looked up Dark Roast reviews. Awful, the first one read. How does the coffee in a bagel with cream cheese order turn into chicken broth and canned spaghetti? There's never a place to sit, as if the people at tables were background extras who never leave the job. The Wi-Fi is always trying to connect, but never does. The coffee cards are weirdly never full. Something definite going on with that. It's where coffee goes when it's lived a life of sin, said the next. Bathrooms are gross. Found a cigarette butt in my frap and half a finger in my salad. Will stop coming as soon as I get my free 10th drink, but the card is never as full as I think it is. I lost part of a finger there, said another review. I don't mean it got cut off there. Sorry, that sounded bad. I severed my left pinky above the knuckle at work and stopped for a quick jab on my way to the ER. Had the finger packed in a freezer bag with ice, put it on the counter when I was fishing for my wallet, and it vanished. The barista said he didn't see a finger, but I'm pretty sure he took it. Also, something weird with the loyalty program. My husband went to my husband went to grab a smoothie, said another, and no one ever heard from him again. 0 stars. And what's up with the coffee cards? I did extensive research, reading all 6 reviews. Long lines, wrong drinks, bathrooms perpetually out of order, and staff always on their phones. The coffee card thing was too hard to ignore. It seemed impossible. This was not ordinary apathy. This was evil apathy. I lowered my mask and tapped my collapsible staff that dangled from my belt. Might be calling on your services tonight.